After waiting for like a year, we finally got a new Aimbeast update. I got around 600 hours in aim trainers now, and in this video I'll give you my opinion. Sponsored by Aimbeast. But of course this review will be honest like always. They had no say in how I made this review. And it's good to see they had no problem with me going over the good stuff as well as the bad stuff. Alright, so first things first, the gameplay. A while back I made an aim trainer tier list where I put Aimbeast on the S tier, assuming they would still come with this update, mainly because their gameplay feels so smooth and looks so nice. This is still the case, probably even a bit better. Gameplay is buttery smooth, which is kind of hard to show on a video, as you really have to feel it, but somehow it feels a lot smoother than other aim trainers, even though I get over 144 FPS on all of them. The game is very well optimized. You could probably run this on a potato and everything is just so damn snappy. Just look at how quickly a scenario restarts when I spam the retry button, just to give an example. Graphics are in my opinion the best of all aim trainers, as the lighting and textures are just so good. They also added animated hit markers, which look very satisfying. But I turned them off anyway for less visual clutter. Because of how the lighting works in this game, I feel like it's just slightly harder to get a sense of depth, which is mainly noticeable in tracking scenarios and the only downside I could find in the visuals. Next to the gameplay, the UI looks phenomenal as well. It also got a bit of a rework and looks super clean and very intuitive. Everything from the main menu to the scenario browser and challenge end screens looks gorgeous in my opinion. The default hit sounds that come with the game are really good as well and are quite important in my opinion, as they make up most of the whole sound design of the program. Have a listen to the default hit sounds. Of course you can basically edit anything. I would have liked it if it was a bit easier to preview all of the sound options, as it's pretty time consuming if you want to find the best one. For example, by putting a preview button right next to every option. At the time of making this video there are around 600 scenarios in the game. It has a scenario builder which looks pretty good, although to be honest I've never made a scenario in any aim trainer, so no idea how this compares to others. But community made scenarios are crucial for aim trainers to be the best they can be. Now 600 scenarios is not that much compared to Govex's 17,000. But the scenario database had to be reset for this update, so I'm sure many more will come. They also updated bot behavior using machine learning so it more closely resembles actual player movement, which is pretty cool. Okay, just to test this out, I'm going to make my first ever scenario. I'm gonna try to make it a tracking scenario where a ball just flies through the room at insane speed, so only gods will be able to track it. Kinda like Air if you're familiar with that, but then longer strafes, higher speeds and more zooming past you. It's meant to be the ultimate tracking test to see if you can track. Alright, so making the map and setting up the scenario was pretty easy, but making the bot do exactly what I want it to do? Dang. Definitely has a bit of a learning curve. I spent hours trying to get it the way I like it, and I finally managed to do it sort of after like 8 hours or so. A lot of things are possible though, so it looks pretty good. Here you can see me struggle with my own scenario, as this is really aimed towards the best of the best. Speaking of the best, I talked to Mad Batman, an absolutely nutty aimer, and he also gave me some very valuable feedback on the scenarios. I thought I'd show you how it looks like when he tries my scenario, called Godball by the way, in case you'd like to try it and see if you can destroy my score. He straight up more than doubled my score. This is what endgame tracking looks like. I also made some other variations. Juke Ball and King Ball are easier variants, and Ego Death for those who hate themselves. Aimbeast also has a built-in ranked mode, which is a very nice feature, but it's not that good at the moment in my opinion. It has 3 different aspects of aiming: clicking, tracking and target switching. Pretty similar to the Voltaic and Revisec benchmarks if you know those, but these are built into the game, which is very good. Now the problem comes with some of the ranked scenarios and the ranking system. This is going to be a bit of a rant. Keep in mind that this is something that should be way easier to fix than core gameplay issues. And I'm only saying these as you as viewers should know, and I hope Aimbeast will improve, keeping my feedback in mind. Because I really like Aimbeast and the fact that there's a ranking system, just not how the ranking system is implemented. First of all, there's only one level of scenarios you have to play, no matter what your current rank is. This means that everyone from absolute beginner to grandmaster has to play the same exact tracking scenarios, making it an absolute nightmare for the beginner to get a rank. Just check this smoothness scenario that also heavily requires reactivity instead of just ranking your smoothness. The scenario is not bad, it's just not suited for 99% of all aimers. Even though I have over 500 hours in aim trainers and am Voltaic Jade, I got completely shit on by the Aimbeast benchmarks. My ego shattered into pieces. These are all the ranks possible, just take a moment to guess where I would initially place. Diamond? Gold maybe? No, I actually placed in Bronze 1 because of freaking Basu. And there's problem number 2. To achieve, let's say, Gold 1, you have to get at least Gold 1 in every single scenario of the rank benchmarks. They made it like this to avoid people from one-tricking scenarios to get a certain rank, but now they made it the other way around so you can get bottlenecked by a single scenario. Got one annoying bronze score, but you managed to get diamond in every other scenario? Shame on you, take this bronze 1 global rank. Now you could say, come on Pipi, you're just mad because you're bad. Although I agree I'm not near a top player, when over half of the leaderboard is bronze and when some of the most insane aimers on this planet can't get above diamond. I think it's a problem with the ranking system. So overall, ranking system, great feature, bad implementation. Now I did talk briefly with the developer and he said the ranking system will be changed, which is great to hear. I would love for them to work together with Voltaic or Revisect and maybe some good mappers, personally a big fan of Raspberry, to make this ranking system what it could have been. With it being integrated in the game like it is now and with the global aiming rank, I think it has the potential to be the best out there. Right now though, Voltaic and Revisect are just the kings of aiming ranks, and this Aimbeast system just doesn't compete. I'd love to see more people become involved with the ranking system to make it as good as we're used to from Voltaic and Revisect. The global ranking system is very cool though, so I have to give credits for that. There's also a tab for routines, which works very well. You can actually browse routines made by other players and share your own, and see how popular those routines are. Some features I'd still like to see added, like going back to a scenario you've already finished in the routine or double-clicking to skip ahead to set scenario. Aimbeast also has some other cool features like a built-in sensitivity randomizer. So the fundamentals of Aimbeast are excellent, probably the best of all aim trainers. Gameplay and UI are absolutely top-notch, scenarios are pretty good for the most part, but there aren't that many yet. Routines are great but lacking a few quality of life features, and the ranking system as of now, yeah. Now the big question in most of your heads right now, is Aimbeast worth it to buy? Before I answer that, first ask yourself this question. Are you on a very tight budget? If you are, as Aimbeast is one of the more expensive aim trainers as they upped the price after this update, you might first want to try one of the free options mentioned in my tier list video, AimLab, Aiming.pro and possibly even 3D Aim Trainer, as they give you basically everything you need completely for free. Gameplay won't feel as buttery smooth, but there are still solid options. Aimbeast versus Kovacs, which one should you get? If you've seen my tier list video, Kovacs was my top pick and I still have by far the most hours invested in Kovacs. Both of these have their own strong aspects. Kovacs having the upper hand in sheer community size and support. This means way more scenarios, guides, routines, third-party ranking systems, fuller leaderboards and all that type of stuff. Now I do think Aimbeast easily beats Kovacs if you just look at the fundamentals. UI looks a lot cleaner, gameplay feels smoother and looks nicer. Routines are easily shareable and browsable, whereas you need to use share codes in Kovacs, which seems like so much unnecessary effort for a lazy f***er like me. So for those of you who are able to, I'd recommend getting both if you want the best of both worlds and help Aimbeast reach its full potential. Otherwise I think both are top options, so you'd have to think what aspects matter to you the most. I'm personally going to main Aimbeast for a month when I'm doing a 30-day Valorant challenge, which I'll be streaming on Twitch. Follow me there if you want to see my progress live. All links are in the description. You can also check out my Aim Trainer tier list, which was made before Aimbeast came with their new update. Thanks again to Aimbeast for sponsoring this video and to Matt's Batman for the VODs and scenario feedback.